Yes, let's talk something that will add value to our lives, and that is talking about entrepreneurship in Nigeria. Now, Nigerians in diaspora have been, engaging in different activities in order to help Nigeria build her economy. And recently, they organized something in Abuja. But we have representatives of NIDOA Americas here with us in the studios. NIDOA Americas stands for Nigerians in Diaspora Organization Americas, and we'll be joined by the Chairman Board of Trustees of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization in person of Barrister Samuel Olubenga Adeosi. You're welcome to our studios.
Good morning, thank you very much.
Joining him, we have Bukola Shonuga. She is the PR Director for NIDOA Americas. Good morning.
Good morning.
And together with Engineer Taufik Olatinwo, is the MD CEO Harmony Innovation Hub. He's also a member of NIDO. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Now, let's start the conversation with you, Barrister Adeosi. Talk to us about your contribution to building, Nigeria in terms of development.
Well, thank you for this opportunity, and good morning to our viewers. Nigerians in the Diaspora Organization has been in existence since 2004, and we have been contributing in various ways by, advising the federal government, having symposiums, and giving policy papers. But in 2015, we decided that it is, that is enough. Nigeria is in a dire, situation, and we want to start coming in and doing projects on the ground. And so last year, we put, with the help of our, BOT members, we created an investment and diaspora investment and, projects committee. And that committee is supposed to now come up with various projects that we can execute on the ground in Nigeria. And we are grateful to all our, to Nigerians and to most of our, members in the diaspora. The first one we did last year has to do with the ICT, workshop. We created an ICT team, and I think it is the best team ever. We came in here to Nigeria. We did the free 3-day ICT seminar.
That was last year.
Last year, yeah. In 2016. It was wonderful, and the students wanted us to come back for more. So this year we decided to do it for 5 days. We did it for free of charge. We charged the students nothing, and they came from as far away as Kaduna to attend this. We had overwhelming response, despite the fact that we never advertised for it, and we did it with the help of Engineer Taufik Olatinwo, because he's the CEO, as you know, of Harmony Hub, Harmony Innovation Hub. It was one of the best things we've ever done. But we have other projects on the ground. In 2018, we have a vocational, IDP, project for the IDP.
Okay, before you go into the IDP, I know you're working with the Federal Ministry of Education and Foreign Affairs on that. I will take you that much later as we, advance in the course of this conversation. Now, let's come back to you. Just how has it been so far, engaging in this different project? What are those challenges you're confronting at the moment?
Yes, thank you actually for the opportunity to be on the show. This is really fantastic. So NIDO was founded in 2000, and up to date, Nigerians in diaspora remit about $25 billion a year. So that's a tremendous amount of money. And we feel that this is one of the ways that we can give back to Nigeria. Finding a way to reinvest some of those money. The 10% that normally goes to our money transfer agencies like Western Union, Rare or MoneyGram, we figure if we can take that 10% and find a way to divert it directly into the economy, that's one way to help build, a knowledge-based economy in Nigeria. So that's what NIDO is now beginning to do, consolidating our resources and our talents to transfer to help build Nigeria. So when Mr. Chairman came to power a couple of years ago, he initiated this project committee, and out of that project committee comes this IT group that we implemented last year, then we continue this year. So when you talk about challenges, I don't really think we faced any substantial challenges so far. We're too excited and so happy to be here to help that that we're not focusing on the challenges that we might be encountering, which is not really many. We're actually focusing on how can we go forward to make these, to get more results from what we're implementing. And we registered almost 200 people to attend this workshop that started on Monday. It's 5 days from Monday to Friday. We wrapped up yesterday. And we were just so happy to see all these young people came from all over Abuja area from the north to participate. And thanks to my brother here, Mr. TK, that offered his facility for the workshop, and also offered the space for people to sleep.
Interesting. It's a very good effort there. And Engineer Taufik, I just want you to, share your thought with us about the concentration on IT. Why IT?
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, and good morning, viewers. So we all know that ICT now is becoming the kind of key enabler for all sectors to grow the economy of any nation. Most nations that are really there in the front, developed nations, that they're talking about a knowledge-based economy, and ICT is now becoming the bedrock, the foundation. And this is an area where it requires, the human resources, the people, the youth. So we've got a lot of youth in Nigeria. Rather than people spending their time, surfing the web and just, playing games, they can convert the extra time they have when they're young to something meaningful. And ICT provides this kind of enabling environment for them. So what we're saying is let's start capturing them right from the very young age. Like Mrs. Shunga said, we've got people that actually came in from age of 8. We have ranges from age of 8 to like
As
above
a matter
50.
of fact, she shared an inspiring story with me yesterday about a 9-year-old boy.
Right. So we've got this wide range of people coming together, and you can look at them when we have the certificates. We given out the certificate yesterday. They were very happy, and they were like discussing together as if they were of the same age. And this is the kind of environment where we want to really, bring to bear the creativity in our people coming together, using their knowledge, their talent, and being able to now, produce something that will grow the economy later. And that's the direction we're going to.
Okay. Now, coming back to you, Mr. Barrister Adeosi, it's not enough to just transfer knowledge to build, knowledge-based economy. Sometimes you need, fund in order to support these young entrepreneurs. What are you doing differently in order to achieve that purpose?
Yeah, you bring a very, very salient point. In the olden days, all of us took economic classes, and they always tell you that the means of production or the ways to get to production, to do business is land, labor, and capital. Yes, capital is very important, but we have to understand this, that when you develop the human resources, which are the people, and you give them a creative ways in solving problems, you will find out, yes, they will get funding. However, but you have to make sure that you put yourself in a position where they can actually see alternative to raising funds. This is where places like ITF will come in, which is a government, the industrial training funds. There are other organizations out there, Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Trade and Industries, and going down to this IDC, which is industrial development, clusters and centers, to get things done. However, what we are, trying to get people to understand is this. If you have great ideas, Deutsche Bank did an advertisement in 2005. It says, ideas are capital, the rest is money. That is why you have Uber today that does not have a single taxi cab, does not have a garage anywhere on the planet. It's worth $62 billion based on the powers of ideas. So the same thing with Airbnb, the same thing with Amazon. Those people function, and they created and drive the ideas. And that is what we are trying to get our youths and our people to understand. Ideas are capital, the rest is money.
Interesting ideas are capital, definitely. Now, let's come back to you, Mrs. Shanuga. As the PR director, I know you are directly involved in in ensuring the partnership for the success of this organization. Now, I know there's an MOU, currently in place between your organization and Federal Ministry of Education, Foreign Affairs to help empower about 200 and something, IDPs. How is that coming up?
Well, that's still in the process, actually. I think Mrs. Chair can speak more at length to that. But we have the MOU in place, and we're expecting it to be signed soon. So the certificate that we issued yesterday after the participant completed the workshop is a way to validate the classes that they've taken for 5 days. So what we would have loved to do on that certificate is to add Ministry of Education to it. That was the goal, but we didn't complete the process of the MOU, so we couldn't do that.
Okay.
So I also want to go back to something you said earlier about the young man, Idris, that came to the workshop. He came with his dad, and while we were registering his dad, he said, I want to enroll. And we say, you're 9-year-old, so you're too young. And he goes, I helped my dad get on the computer. So if I can show my dad how to use a computer, how come you said I can't enroll? And we actually
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that goes to show you that he stood up for himself, number one, because he is so sure that he knows what he's doing. And these kids at this age, they're wired, they're born wired. And in the international community, when you see talent as such, this boy demonstrated, you know that that's the right candidate for what we're trying to do, to get them when they're young, because they already came wired. So part of what we're looking to do, and this also speaks to the question you asked about what else are we doing aside from the workshop to really procure funding and so on. So we're not only looking to do the workshop once a year, we're looking to do the workshop round the clock. You know, registering our talent, our diaspora people, finding out when they're on vacation so that they can come to Nigeria and help.
Okay.
Especially we have a partner on the ground with Harmony Management Hub. Secondly, when we train these people and they become qualified, we will procure employment for them through the international community. Because as you know, it doesn't matter where people are based. We live in what they call network society, timeless time. So if we train them and they're ready, it doesn't matter where the job is being done, as long as they know how to do the job. So we're looking to follow to procure employment.
Okay, now to hold it there quickly, what are the attitudes of those participants that came for the workshop? Quickly.
Well, super excited, I would say. You can see we've got pictures where everybody was like, it was a kind of jamboree yesterday when they got the certificates. Even before then, throughout the period for 5 days, they were fully engaged. You know, they would come in like 9 a.m. and would say we're going to close by 4 p.m. But you can still see by 5 they're still there, trying to kind of absorb more. And at the end of the third day, some of them started producing applications they were submitting into the Apple Store that you can see as products coming from them. So they're so happy about it that they're taking it back to school. You know, when they get back to school and they
Engineer Taufik, we are pressed for time, but quickly coming back to you, Barrister Adelsi, what is your message to Nigerians who will do anything and everything to leave this country in search of a greener pasture?
Well, my message to them is traveling will broaden your horizon, but in some cases, as we have seen with some of our people trying to cross from Libya to Europe, sometimes it can kill you also. However, if you look around you and you use your God-given talent and see everything, I forgot if I knew you were going to ask this question. There is you remember that sobo tea that people usually do with red hibiscus flower? Somebody already start packaging that sobo tea in a beautiful can and selling it, you know, in America, and say Nigerian blend.
Interesting.
Somebody is now taking our chewing stick that our elders used to use, put it in a nice, you know, packaging, and selling it as vegetarian toothbrush. If other people, and now in America, I will tell you now, there is no product you see where they will not put shea butter. The question you ask yourself is that if foreigners are using your product and being proud of it, why are we going around in the midst of plenty saying that we have nothing? That is my message to Nigerians.
And it's a very interesting message and inspiring one, I must say. And Nigerians in the diaspora will continue, are indeed eager and willing to add value to our development. And thank you for coming to share your thought with us. And I have been speaking with Barrister Samuel Olugbenga Adelsi, is the Chairman Board of Trustees of Nigerians in Diaspora Organization Americas, and also Bukola Shanuga, the PR Director for NIDOA Americas, and Engineer Taufik Olatinwo, who is a member. Thank you, gentlemen and lady.